Good morning. Welcome to day 42, Quantum Fluidity DeStress series. Today on the phone with us, this is a 6-week countdown. And today on the phone with us, we have Martha. There you go, Birdie, there's some water. Martha is 6 years old, and she's in D.C. on the East Coast. And she is blind. So today we're doing a special tapping meditation because she has COVID pneumonia, 6 years old, in Washington, D.C., and we're going to be tapping today for Martha. So good morning, sweetheart. We're going to tap on your pneumonia. I think what we'll do is first teach you how to tap. So first put your hands together as if you were going to pray. And I'm teaching you how to find the acupuncture point called the karate chop point. So what we're going to do is keep one hand straight up and down, put them right in front of your body like you're praying, and then I want you to keep one hand straight up and down. It doesn't matter which one. You can do one or the other one. And then turn, keeping your hands together. Turn your hands, one of them, only one. One stays straight up and down like you're praying. And the other one turns so that the fingers are pointing straight away from you. And then I want you to take these 4 fingers that are turned away from you and bend them so that they touch underneath your pinky on the side of your hand and above your wrist on the side of your hand, right there. So you're tapping gently up and down on that point that is the side of your hand. It's also called a karate chop point because when karate masters are trying to break a block of ice, they swing the hand down like an axe and they hit right below their pinky bone and above their wrist bone on the side of the hand. So with the one hand, you tap with 4 fingers on the side of the hand, underneath the pinky, and above the wrist. That's called the karate chop point or the side of the hand point. Now, the second point, you take 3 fingers, your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger on both hands. You face your hands towards you, like you're looking at your palms, if you could see them. And you can take that index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger, right? And you put them on either side of your nose, okay? So they're there. Now I want you to very, 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 very gently slide them up along the top of the nose until the middle finger touches the inside of your eyebrow point, right? So you have the index finger above the middle finger, and the middle finger is right at that hairline on both sides, or if you only have one hand free, you can just do one hand. But let's start by doing both hands, and we slide them up the nose. This is just to locate the inside the eye point, right? And so this point where you're tapping on is the middle finger is right on that where the hair ends inside the eyebrow, right? That's called inside the eye point, and you just tap very, very, very gently as if you're tapping on the sweetest, most beautiful cloud, which is your soul. Now we slide that middle finger along the eyebrow, keeping the 3 fingers together, and slide it to the outside of the eye where the hair ends on your eyebrow. Very good, Martha. So now we tap right there with the middle finger at the outside of the eyebrow point. So you're tapping on that bone on the outside of the eye, right there where the eyebrow ends. That's called the outside the eye point. Now we're going to slide our fingers, the 3 fingers, continue underneath the eye. So the middle finger is right in the center on that bone underneath the eye. That's called the under eye point. And when I say under eye point, you're going to tap very, very, very gently right there under the eye with those 3 fingers. And again, you can do one hand or the other hand, or you can do both. And I like to do both because then we really get right into there, into our central meridian for this point. Now you take one hand and you go and you tap very gently underneath your nose. That's called the under nose point. Then there's a point called the chin point, and that is underneath your lip. So you just slide go underneath your lip. And that would be on the crease. If you can feel a crease above your chin and under your lip, that's where you tap. Now we again take 2 fingers and we slide them down our necks until you can find that collarbone. That's a bone that sticks out a little bit right on your chest at the top of your chest and underneath your neck. And so what we're going to do is you can take all 5 fingers here and you just slide about an inch down below that collarbone point and also an inch out towards your shoulders, okay? And so there you are tapping. That's very good, Martha. You can use all 5 fingers, right? That's called the collarbone point there. That's where you go when I say collarbone point, okay? And now we're going to lift one arm up and we're going to take the other hand and we're going to go underneath the armpit with your other hand. And then we're going to slide that hand down underneath the arm about 1 hand width, so that if you were older, like your mom and your grandmother, you would be tapping on the bra line. But since you're little, we'll just say that 1 hand length underneath your armpit. And you can tap with your whole hand very, very gently there. Very good, very good. That's called the underarm point, okay? And then the last one I'm going to teach you is the top of the head. So with 1 hand, you just tap gently at the top of your head, where your scalp line goes all the way up to the top. Okay, so it's right up on top of your head. If you had a string holding you up from your head and dangling you, right, from the top of your head, you would just tap right there. So those are all the points. There's one more that's really good. It's called the central meridian point. And so this one, you would go with 1 hand, you would tap underneath the eye. Remember, you put the middle finger on that bone under your eye and very, very gently tap with 3 fingers underneath the eye. And the central meridian point, you also tap at the same time using the other hand on the chin point below your lip. So you're doing under your eye and under your chin point, under your lip point at the same time. And this is how we do the central meridian. If we really want to tap something in, like happiness and joy and bliss, we can really, and ease and grace, we can tap on the central meridian and really tap in some really powerful affirmations here. So here we go. We're going to tap on your health. So we're going to start on the karate chop point, which, remember, you put your hands together as if you were praying, right? And 1 hand stays straight up and down in front of your chest, and the other hand turns so that the fingers face away from you, and you bend your fingers so that your ring finger, your index finger is tapping just below the pinky on the side of your hand. That's the karate chop point. And you take all 4 fingers and you're tapping above the wrists and below the pinky on the side of your hand with 4 fingers of the other hand. So here we go with the karate chop point. And then what you do is you repeat after me. So since you have a pneumonia, we're going to boost your immune system and we're going to lower your cortisol levels really physically, biologically. In 1 week, we're going to lower, keep on tapping on the karate chop point while I'm telling you this. We're going to lower your cortisol levels in 1 week of tapping meditation by 37%, and we're going to raise your immune system, your immunoglobulins, by 114%. All right, Martha, you're doing great tapping on the karate chop point. Now repeat after me. So what we're going to do is first we're going to tap away any resistance that we have to radiant health. Like if you have stress because you're going through some new things, like this is all new. So let's tap away. First we'll tap away the resistance to having radiant health. And then we're going to tap in deserving radiant health and also envisioning radiant health. Okay? So first let's tap on that. Let's tap on any resistance that we have to having radiant health. So keep on tapping on the karate chop point until I tell you to move to, the first point is going to be inside the eye, which remember, you slide your fingers on either side above your nose, right? Until your middle finger touches the hair on the inside of your eyebrow point. And then you tap very, very, very gently as if you're tapping on the very sweetest cloud. And I will let you know when we move to the next tapping point, which you remember, there's inside the eye, there's outside the eye, under the nose, the chin point, then there's the collarbone point, then there's under the arm, and then there's top of the head. Okay, so we're going to go to the karate chop point. Remember, do your prayer sign, your prayer hands, and then turn one hand so the fingers face away, bend the fingers, and tap underneath on the side of the hand with their 4 fingers tapping underneath the pinky and above the wrist. There you go, very gently. Perfect, Martha. So here we go. Repeat after me while you're tapping continuously on the points that I tell you to tap on. So even though I have this uncomfortable feeling in my lungs, I deeply and completely accept and love my body and my lungs and myself exactly as I am. Very good. And we do that 3 times. We do the setup statement. You can keep on tapping on the karate chop point. If you get tired, you can switch hands. Even though I have this uncomfortable feeling in my lungs, I deeply and completely accept my body and my lungs and myself exactly as I am, just as it is. Keep on tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I have this resistance to radiant health and I have this uncomfortable feeling inside my lungs from pneumonia, I deeply and completely accept and love myself exactly as I am. Now we're going to go to the inside of the eye point. I am going through a hard time. outside the eye point. Very good, Martha. Even though it makes me feel a little bit anxious, under the eye point. And I feel a little worried under the nose because all of this is new. Chin point. I trust collarbone. I trust the wisdom of my body. Under the arm. And I know my body knows, top of the head, how to bring my lungs and body back to balance and comfort. Inside the eye, I know this feels a little bit worrisome. Outside the eye, and I am me with this worry. Under the eye, and I am me without this worry. Under the nose, with or without this worry, I am me. Under the chin, or the chin point, I can bring my body back, collarbone, to balance and comfort. Under the arm, even though I might have some resistance, top of the head, to this beautiful vision of health inside the eye, and sometimes I don't feel very good outside the eye. I know my lungs and body under the eye are in the process of returning. Very good. Under the nose to comfort, well-being, and balance. Chin point. I'm releasing all of this discomfort. Collarbone point, I'm releasing any worrisome sensations. Under the arm, I am releasing all worrisome sensations. Top of the head, I am releasing this resistance to radiant health. Inside the eye, I deserve radiant health. Outside the eye, I deserve radiant health in my lungs. Under the eye, I am receiving radiant health. Under the eye and under the chin point and under the eye point, I am walking in radiant health. Keep on tapping under the eye and the chin point simultaneously at the same time. I am bringing my body back to health. Keep on tapping under the eye and the chin. I am walking in radiant health. Nose point. My cortisol levels are dropping. Chin point. And my immune cells are raising. Collarbone point. 113% in 1 week. Under the arm, my cortisol is dropping. Top of the head, that's my stress hormone. Inside the eye, that stress level drops 37%. Outside the eye, in 1 week of tapping meditation. Under the eye, I know this because science says this. Under the nose, by Dr. Dawson Church. Chin point, so my pneumonia, collarbone point, can be gone forever. Under the arm, I am integrating. Integrating. Top of the head, I am integrating radiant health in mind, body, and spirit right now. All done, Martha. You did beautifully. That was excellent. And now your body is returning to comfort and balance. Thank you for sharing. Bye, sweetie.